Hi, I'm Christina Trauthwein, Editor-in-Chief of Hotel Business. I'm here at the ALICE Conference in Los Angeles, and right now I'm with John Fareed, and he's the Chairman North America and Managing Director at Horwath HTL. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, John, so first let's talk a little bit about your portfolio of clients and what attracts you to them and them to you.
Well, our portfolio is vast and deep, and it is everything from here, for instance, we're doing some asset management for Taubman in Beverly Hills, for example, working with some hotel companies in terms of individual hotels as well as management companies. But on a global basis, that's kind of our activity. We're in anything that has to do with hotels, tourism, or leisure. I think we're attracted to one another, like everything, because of relationships. We have long-standing relationships with our clients. Most of our business comes from word of mouth, and as you know, being in the industry, there's few people that you don't want to hang out with. We work in a great industry, so it's always an attractive place to work and attractive group of people.
Okay, great. What are some of the advisory and consulting services you provide, and what issues are you most passionate about?
We're really full service. So we do everything from asset management to repositioning underperforming assets to new openings and everything in between, feasibility, valuation, market study, everything, all aspects. I would say the thing for me personally that I'm most passionate about is probably strategic market planning, where we're doing a new opening or repositioning of an underperforming asset. That's where you get the big, I guess, gratification at the end of the day. The asset management is an ongoing battle, but certainly when you've got an owner or an institution that is fatigued, what we call check fatigue from writing checks for underperforming assets, it's nice to be able to affect that and turn it around and feel that sense of fulfillment. You know, we accomplished something. So that's probably my sweet spot.
Okay, great. So loyalty programs and industry disruptors and home sharing and brand differentiation, these are all hot issues in our industry, and sometimes hot buttons in our industry. How do you help hoteliers strategize and address these issues?
It's a really good question. I mean, and it's an ever-changing landscape in terms of how things are evolving and growing. And I think a lot of the hotel industry has really woken up and begun to compete with some of those issues. From our perspective, what we try to do is really have a full understanding of the issues for either a hotel company or an individual property and see where their big challenges are. And then we develop what I call is a strategic market plan against it. One of the issues in the industry today, few hoteliers actually write a strategic market plan or a business plan, for that matter.
Why is that?
Well, I think it's just been a history of years where the brands have sent people forms to fill out, where they developed the budgets and they developed a marketing, sales and marketing plan, let's call it that. They send it back to corporate, back to home office, and home office helps them determine where those tools are going to be implemented and what those budgets will be and what part of it's going to go to the brand to help with the bigger scope, and here's your budget for your particular property. Unfortunately, we've lost the gift of really treating the individual property and sometimes whole companies as a business, an individual business that needs a proper business plan that does true competitive analysis that could include all of those things. What are the disruptors that we're fighting for? How much of our business do we want to give to them? Excuse me, what disruptors are we fighting against? But bottom line is, we try to come up with a strategy to compete with the Airbnbs of the world. It's not just Airbnb anymore now.
No.
All these other larger hotel companies have home sharing as well. So it's really just a fight. You know, you've got to figure out where can we win, where do we want to put our resources, and measure against that.
Speaking of winning, okay, so we're at ALICE, and that kicks off a lot of times the year, you know, ahead. Everyone starts looking towards what the hotel industry is going to bring for 2019. How do hotel companies win in 2019? What are some of the things that you're looking to as trends in 2019, and what are some of the challenges we should watch out for?
Well, that's a really good question. I think for 2019, we're going to continue to see inconsistency in the market. There's a lot of volatility. We're dealing with political, economic issues globally now, from tariffs and how that's affecting us to what's going on, obviously, in the political world. But I think that what we have to do is remain nimble and prepared to make changes. Don't stick to a plan if it's not working. Where can we plug in new ideas, new thought processes, and begin to address those issues? I also think that consistency is more important than ever. If I'm a large brand, in particularly, I think that's probably a hot button right now. I want to make sure as a brand that my properties are offering the same consistency across the board for every
And when you say
guest
consistency, you
touch point.
mean?
Consistency in product,
Okay.
consistency in guest services, food quality and whatnot, because consumers today have so much choice, and if they like your product and they go from hotel to hotel, or even within your brand family, and they have a consistent experience, I think that's key.
Okay, great. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah, no, this was fun.
All
Thank
right,
you for
enjoy the
having
rest
me.
of the conference.
I will.